What is up, guys? Welcome back to the tier list series. Now we're in our penultimate part for the nations, which is Dragon Empire. Today I'm joined by Sparkles, Deli, and of course the Dragon Empire main himself, Drachma. The rules are the same as before. S is meta, A is relevant, B is fun, C is needs support, and D, we don't talk about D. We're starting off with Mahar Nirvana.
Seeing as Mahar was one of the decks I always played the most, I had a lot of fun with it, but lately it's not that relevant anymore, and in the current meta, it's lagging. There are a lot better decks. Still, it was fun to play, while it still got support, but everybody forgets about it, and it's not played anymore.
Even I forgot about the Mahar Nirvana.
I agree, it's irrelevant. But Jiva's something else, isn't it?
We go from a bad deck to a good deck?
Jiva, it's also just like Mahar, a fun deck to play with, and it can hold its own against some of the decks that are still relevant in this current meta. So I wouldn't say it's irrelevant, but it's more something like you want to play for fun. If you want to go at it with the tournament and you just want to have fun and you're not competing for first place immediately.
Yeah, I agree that it's definitely a fun deck at the moment, especially since we have Shiranui running around. Then again, the way this deck just randomly gets all its resources now, unless you brick. I know that's a curse that you are suffering from, but yeah. This deck can do some incredible things. It's finally where it's supposed to be. It took a long time, but set 13 finally made it the deck that it always needed to be. And of course, our hard cap is for set 1 of Divines, but set 2 gives us that little extra push that will make this deck a threat. So if you're excited for Jiva, hold on to it. That double rare at set 2, perfect.
It's Gucci. It's a good power up for the deck itself. Yeah, which might make it go from fun to more relevant.
Next up, we have Eugene.
Yes, Eugene.
Eugene.
Yeah, it's already placed in the perfect spot, actually.
See how irrelevant it is, me making fun of it.
Yeah. I built the deck for a meme. I held on to it from, like, set 1. And after some time, when it got its extra support cards, it was fun to play with, and at some point, actually, a lot of people didn't expect you to play Eugene, but it doesn't do anything. It sets up a little bit of pressure, but every deck can counter. Almost every deck can counter it.
Yeah, I think that's what irrelevance for. I mean, yeah. He's so irrelevant. He even died in the lore, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, he did?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Because when you look at later sets, all the Desert Gunners that were actually under his command in the lore actually end up joining other main vanguards.
Yeah, I think they joined Gandeeva for a part because he's like avenging. I haven't read up on the lore, so disclaimer, but I'm pretty sure he died. And Gandeeva was like, oh, I have to help that border part because I'm in the mountains, but the desert needs help. And yeah. I thought that was like their sneaky way of setting up Eugene masks or something, but no, he's just gone.
Can you imagine Eugene mask? What that would be like?
I feel like that would be the deck that suddenly gets like a huge payoff of retires and like gets like a silly amount of draws, and it would be fun. But
yeah. Problem is, if you get a silly amount of draws, that's like well, that was my deck.
Yeah, but it would carve out its niche, and now it's just, it can retire and do a multi-attack, maybe?
Yeah.
As a restanding vanguard, you know.
Oh yeah, it got a restander, yeah.
Yeah, it got a restander. Yes.
Yeah.
I think this deck is complete garbage, but I think it's being a little too harsh on it. I think it can do something. It just falls, it pales in comparison to everything else in the current format. But you know, it does what it wants to do, but the thing he wants to do is just not good enough. It's unfortunate. We got Grandpa Overlord.
Something that keeps coming back in every format.
Yep, this is Overlord, the yearly release. Well, actually,
Yeah.
Overlord is the deck that actually got me into playing with Dragon Empire. I received it at some point from one of our locals, and it was sold. I started playing, but I think it was at that point. It was past the end. I think it was. It started with
The
Legion.
break rides.
Uh,
No, you started with the rebirth.
Right, yes, the reverse kind. Yeah,
Yep.
the rebirth was actually the first deck I actually started building and actually started maintaining. It was fun to play with, and it feels like nostalgia to see Overlord back in standard at this point. But as soon as it stopped getting support, it became more and more less relevant to play with. I would actually like to see more cards that actually support this deck, because it would be a shame if it just disappears, just like Eugene.
But it's more of a fun deck, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would put it in fun rather than need support because its promos keep it like from being like bad. It does have that promo copium, but nobody can just start laughing at Overlord and be like, haha, it's just Overlord. No, suddenly you see like a restand, crit, restand, crit, OT, oh, I restand again, and then you're standing there like, why do you keep attacking? Please
Yeah.
stop. And, yeah.
Plus, there are a couple of generic fun cards that are coming out in the Divine sets, which actually make this a little bit more fun to play with, and actually a bit more dangerous to actually play against.
But if Bushi decides, hey, we're gonna bring out the elderly, I am all for it. If they bring out the elderly and he's wielding Blaster Blade, because I know he's guarding that thing, I'm all for it, Bushi. You don't even have to pay me for the idea. Overlord, the elderly blaster. You heard it here first.
How about no?
How about yes?
Sorry, I do not agree on this.
Why not?
The Lord decreed that this would be the coolest card ever.
No. We need to build up to that because we now have the end, and the next one is gonna be the great.
Oh no!
We have to build up to it.
Yeah,
Rebirth,
actually,
Rebirth.
we actually have the end. Then the that was the break ride, so it actually became the rebirth. Then the rebirth became the great. Then the great went over to the cross, and the cross became the legend.
We'll make a separate lore video because those are different overlords from different timelines. We'll make a history video. If you guys want it, put it down in the comments below, and we might make a Overlord Explained series.
You know,
Do that.
history is your thing, right?
I want to put my time into it. But for now, let's get back to the tier list with Bavsagra.
Well, Bavsagra, it was actually a pretty fun mechanic to play with, especially with the arms. It was dangerous the moment it came out, and now with Varlord actually being there, it's a bit more fun to play with. But that's it. It doesn't do anything against other decks in my opinion.
It feels very slow.
Yeah, it is
I
slow.
agree.
You have a build-up with collecting your arms a little bit from out of your deck, but you also start filtering them a bit because all the arms are getting out of the picture. But that's it. As soon as the arms are actually attached, the only extra effects that you can use are actually the ones from the arms. For us, it doesn't do anything. It gives pressure with its extra crit ability, but that's it.
Yeah, I feel like it's suffering a bit from needing a new ride, preferably. Either a dress-up or something.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, I really like that they finally did Varlords, because I love this archetype. I like an edgy Trick Star, actually. I really like Trick Moon. I own the deck. It's not completely upgraded yet, but I was so happy that we got Varlord. But I was hoping we got like a Varlord that like equipped one of Bavsagra's arms for his attack. That would make it like a back row attacker a bit. That would be so cool. But we don't know. It might end up happening someday. This deck just needs, in my opinion, it needs support. But I don't know what you guys think.
Early on, it was pretty good, but now, yeah, you don't see it anymore. It's too slow. It can't be cut off during this meta. Like, how can Bavsagra stand up against Oboro. Like there's
Not
a
at all.
there's a huge gap between them. Like it's too big, and
Yeah, I agree.
it does too little. She needs a new Bavsagra.
This is a 3-attack deck, right? I think that's like the biggest problem in my opinion on why it's not that good. If you look at other 3-attack decks, such as Prison and Zorga, they share one thing in common that Bavsagra simply does not have. And it is rear guards that are really big and have a critical inherently on them. I think the fact that she doesn't swing for crits and only does 3 attacks is what really hurts her more than being able to equip more arms. I would rather see a rear guard that gets a critical on attack or something like that than see her wield more arms. She needs fucking life support.
How about we
Yeah.
go over to Tamayura?
Before we talk about that, do remember, guys, that this includes the promo that lets her superior right into the Grade 3 form already, which vastly
Yes.
helps her. She's fine, you know, she does multi-attack with the dolls, and now since her new form helps her a lot with CB management, she doesn't run out of resources as quickly. She still has strong resource gathering tools, but the issue I feel like she has right now is that those tools are better used in other decks. I'm looking at you, Forktail.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as it has stealth in its name, Forktail's playable in it.
Yeah, so then we come down to it, all she really does is 5 attacks. She does some draws from the dolls. She can disrupt something, bring something to drop at the other soul. But generally it's legit just 5 attack, beat down. But you know, the numbers are pretty decent, so I would say this is a decent deck. I would say that she's past her prime for all good that she can do. I do like that she has the Blitz order that gives -10 to front. I think it's front, which is really good. To be fair, it's a really good Blitz order. That can
Yeah.
definitely help her out. But
Plus-
she needs something more. I think
Yeah.
she belongs in fun, personally.
Yeah, because the especially now with the Blitz order that she got, it actually has more. It feels like to me like it's a throwback to Shiryuki itself, which is kind of the same vibes that I get. I've always loved playing Shiryuki when it was a deck in the earlier formats, and I have actually a lot of fun playing Tamayura itself.
I
Yeah.
dislike Tamayura. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all know why.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
That's fine.
Oh, touchy subject.
For Tamayura, I will choose to abstain from reasoning. I choose to not share my entire opinion.
Because it's 3 against 1. Huh?
I don't know. What do you think, Sparkles?
I love Tamayura. I wanted to play the deck when the first Tamayura came out. Like still got 4 copies of the old Tamayura. I still like it, but after that, like the triggers, the effect triggers you needed, all the dolls you needed, like I gave up on that. Especially the new art. The new art is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's a very good point. Because she needs all those different dolls' names, the deck space in this deck is really, really, really tight.
But it actually gave us a little bit more space due to the rules change, which
Yeah.
actually makes us play 54 cards in total. So we got 4 extra spaces to fill up. So I think that balanced out a little bit.
Well, let's look at her what is it, clansman, her tribesman, Shojodoji. Great opinions on Shojodoji. We know, especially like, oh come on, I know Delhi's been coping on Shojodoji even before people started playing him.
I know, but the deck hates me. It hates me. Every time I play with it, it bricks like there's no tomorrow.
Oh my god, guys, I love Shojodoji. I would do anything for Shojodoji. When I saw the new Shojodoji in set 3, I legitimately did things I'm not allowed to say in this video. I sincerely do love this deck. Ever since I randomly saw it top in Japan in one tournament, it was like me and Mr. Frog were wondering like why Why did this stop? Why is this good? Like, check the list, we compare with our own cooking a bit, and we were really surprised by how effective this deck can perform. It has everything a deck really wants to have. It has resource tools, it has draw power, it has multi-attack, it has really nice numbers actually. That being said, after playing it like a lot, I think the deck needs better grade 3 turn. I think that's where the weakest part of this deck currently lies. It's its first grade 3 turn, because you don't really have nice numbers in that first grade 3 turn, especially going first, since a lot of things are grade 3 locked to your opponent being grade 3. I still believe it's a really good deck. I've won a lot of games with this, and I think it's fantastic. I mean, it was world champ. We all saw it, even though probably it was because of luck. In my heart, it's because of skill, pure talent. He's called unrivaled for a reason, and because of that, I think he's at least relevant.
At the very least, this deck is like, I completely agree with everything that you said. I have seen you guard insane prison numbers. Like prison was going hard. Like, it had everything it wanted. The prison was stacked, and you just casually dropped, like, what is it, 60, 70k shield?
I dropped 100 plus without OT. It was pretty cool.
That will never leave my mind. Like, this deck has honestly just, it's won my respect. Let's leave it at that.
Even though I had some really bad experiences with the deck, when I see a match that's been being played by a Shojodoji player, I actually enjoyed watching people play. It is a fun deck, and it is powerful as hell. Doesn't match with me.
You need to believe.
Next up is our Snickle boy, Megalonozuchi.
It's a big snake.
Yeah, it's a big snake who takes the names of the units that's in the bind zone, so technically he's really versatile.
I think that's a really good point. This deck was able to just become Shojodoji, so it ran the Shoujo right, and then it bound it, so it copied the Shoujo name, which made it a grade 3 Shojodoji. So all the Shoujo support worked for this deck, and then they released the Shojodoji promo, which you can guard with from your bind zone. But at that point the snake doesn't have the name anymore, so it conflicted. That promo kind of pushed Shojodoji to be better than Snake. But up until that point, like, Snake can do 6 attacks, since it can make the back row multi-attack. It's really versatile. It can call things from your deck, so it deck tints quite a bit. It can use all the really good Shojodoji support. It can use a lot of really good and strong tools. So this is a nice deck. But I think it fell off a bit since, its prime.
I think it would be, like, still considered fun, at the very least.
Yeah, I would put it on top of fun. I think it's still...
Yeah.
I never seen someone play that deck, actually. Like, never.
I'll play for you.
Just wait. The snake will sneak up to you.
I will destroy you before you get the snake.
Beware of the danger noodle.
This is the Murakumo, like, legit playstyle of copying names and stuff. He just likes the Shadow Stitch.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sushi, please never bring Shadow Stitch back, thank you.
Next week, Shadow Stitch.
Yusui, strike exit.
Gandeeva!
My boy!
Hated it from moment one. Oh, so stupid, all the retirement it does. It's an amazing deck though, like, it's strong, like, it came out of nowhere, but yeah.
I actually, first of all, I actually started playing it to actually get on Radiant's nerves, because I always called it the dungaree of standard. But as soon as I actually I started playing it more and more deeply, and actually started refurbishing it so it counters more of the metas, I actually started liking the deck even more and more. I took it to BCS and I had a lot of fun playing it. It draws a lot, it binds a lot of its own units. It gets a lot of things in return for it. It's still strong enough to actually compete in the meta.
I also used Gandeeva for one of the events, and yeah, it just performs. You can definitely tell, like now that it lost a bit of its edge. So I would put it in relevant. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
It needs like one or two cards to just push it over the edge again, and this deck will be everybody's eyesore, like just in the blink of an eye. This deck is really cool. Like you said, I hate Dungaree with a passion, and Gandeeva doesn't have that. He's free from the curse. He's a cool guy.
So, reviews for Divine Set 4, Dungaree comes back.
I will find whoever agrees to that and say mean things.
Hey, moving
Aw.
on.
Another one of our throwbacks that actually came back, which was Draconic Kaiser Vermillion.
Dragonic
no.
Kaiser mid.
Yeah. It actually needs more cards to push it over the edge to actually make it finish on all of its games. And alright, it's a fun throwback. But I've gotta say, honestly, of the two encounter decks that we actually had, Overlord is still the better one.
Yeah, I agree.
But if Vermillion would actually get more support, I think it might be actually more closer to being more fun deck than actually in dire need of its support.
Yeah, yeah. You know what it needs? The blood that doesn't accidentally kill itself.
Yeah. Give us the blood.
That-
I think this deck is very close to being good. It is the chicken card, the Phoenix, Rising Phoenix, is a
Rising Phoenix.
really strong extender. I forgot how exactly, but there was like a way to enable like 8 or 9 attacks or something with the chicken.
Yeah.
Like having a a booster, a tide or something, and then call more chickens, something like that. It was a really strong setup where you could do a bunch of attacks. So I think if they can do that consistently and like have like bigger numbers on those things, this deck can pop off and become very meta viable. But it needs like just a little bit more extra. Alright, cool.
You know what's also meta?
Oh no.
No, we
Hey
skip.
guys,
We skip.
Obero is really bad. Don't play.
I have traumas about the early G Shiranui.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Let's not mess around and deny the fact that right now the meta is ruled by Shiranui.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've only been playing it for like 2 or 3 tournaments, and I have noticed that a lot of people are getting frustrated when they start playing against the deck. Me as a player, when I play it, I actually have a lot of fun with it. And it wins matches like there's no tomorrow.
This is like the epitome of I have fun and you don't.
No, it's actually more like, beautiful field you got there. It would be nice if somebody actually played with it.
Yeah.
Deck is just really good. The fact
Yeah.
that it like has so much synergy with just existing stealth support, aka Shojodoji, and just its main package was good. The fact that it can then use the stealth engine that well
Mm-hmm.
is honestly terrifying, and
Yep.
it's good. I don't think anyone will deny that Shiranui is anything but good.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
as a reference, I have played like close to 30 games with this right now. I think I've lost 2 or 3.
Guys, Zedhlans, come on.
It's everyone's favorite dragon!
No.
Zedhlans!
The deck has
He
got
needs to
one
cook.
wave of support and it didn't do enough to make it good enough. Like, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. It has a good design. Forge is pretty nice, but
I like the
Yeah.
aesthetic as well.
Yeah, that's true. I weirdly enough, I'm also a big player of D&D, and I actually built a character that is closely resembling him, because I like the concept of it. But it doesn't do enough with just its swivel support. It just got. It needs more.
But it just got
Yeah.
released. So
Yeah, true. Maybe one of the things Divine sets it might get any support, and we might be able to play it a bit more.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for Zedhlans.
Yeah.
He's got potential. So even though it's in needs support, like don't feel bad. He might just end up winning worlds next year.
Shh! Don't give away my strategy.
Oh, we can only hope.
Yeah.
Talking about hoping, there is no hope for this deck.
Oh,
Yeah. For this next one, there is almost no hope.
Can somebody say its full name without peeping on the cheat sheet?
Roaring Thunder Dragon Triumphs Dragon?
No,
the next
that's
one.
the
That's the next one.
Wait, no! You gave me this order!
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait.
We tricked
This is-
Sparkle.
No, you tricked me!
This is Tyranno
Oh,
Legend,
yeah.
guys. Tyranno Legend Junior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyranno Legend Junior. Yes.
So, for those of you who's wondering, like, what is this card? This is Spinomarquis, and he should be coming to a locals near you, like sometime, like I think this summer, hopefully. And expect your avid like Dino fan to play it and not win. It's irrelevant. It might become good, but right now, don't expect too much from it.
There's
Yeah.
just not enough good generic dinosaurs. That's the problem.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It has a couple of cards that are actually good and can work with it, but yeah, that's it.
You guys can also think of it like maybe Tachikaze is coming back.
Who?
Also, we have another mid deck in the form of Triumph Dragon.
But his name means victory.
His
It's a snake
name
dragon.
is irrelevant.
He said it right. He tried so hard. Just like this deck. But let's be honest, this is a quick start deck. We don't expect like insane stuff from this. And what it does, it's pretty cool, but it needs more stuff. And if they keep like randomly giving us cards, this might become a fun deck. Now, I'm honestly convinced this one has the potential to break out into fun.
I think this is the worst one of the starter decks.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you would put the Blitz one below this.
No, because with the Blitz one, you can at least, just remove the order. Just remove the order. That makes you know.
What?
You haven't seen the monster build for the Blitz starter deck?
Oh yeah, you told me about it once.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's actually a playable deck. This, however, I don't think retiring something and a crit to Vanguard, which is what Gandeeva does just for being alive, is gonna be good enough.
But no, it retires stuff. It gets power. Come on.
Yeah, Gandeeva does it too, to the whole front row.
Yeah.
But this is a quick start deck.
This is
you gotta cut it some. You gotta cut it some slack. I feel like it could just be like somebody picking up the game, having some fun with it. Like, I think it's got some
sure.
potential.
I hope the young kids will pay $20 to learn playing vanilla Vanguard.
Well, if they're sick of playing vanilla things, they should play Varga Dragress. The Divines unit.
Yeah.
Woo! Varga.
I've played this actually just only once now to test it out, and it was fun to play with. I had a fun time playing with it, even though I was still learning everything that was related to its own skills, and maybe made a couple of mistakes. It was still a good deck to play, and had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
It's incredibly strong in everything
Yeah.
it does. Does it resend the Vanguard even plus 10 to it itself? It adds itself. And resend without drives, and Divine skill to swing again with another 2 drives. It's very strong, potentially lethal. having, you know, multi-attacking rears that can do stuff. It has everything. You combine that with the great ones in the back row, like Midhut, who just draw you more cards, and you have, you know, a recipe for disaster, as they say. It's incredibly strong, and it's only gonna get stronger considering the set 2 support makes it, you know, even more potent. Blocking out interceptors.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, I'm pretty sure you've played it quite a bit. Silver's played it quite a bit. Drachma just started with it now because, you know, you like to take things closer to release. I've played it a lot and I was like, welcome back, Tempest Bolt. Like, the Eradicator guy, like, oh, this deck it's insane. I think it's really cool. I think it's scary, that's for sure. And it deserves to get that meta spot right there. It's the aesthetic is also really cool. For those of you that like the anime, I'm pretty sure everybody knows how cool the character is that plays the deck. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, sums up Varga pretty well. Okay, guys, that's our last boss unit in the Dragon Empire tier list that runs up to Divine Set 1. We have Grifo Gila, the one, the only, the ruler of the world.
Look, this time it's like at least in the frontier. Like I'm sick of people saying this deck is bad everywhere. He can do stuff in Dragon Empire. Trust me.
No, it's a bad deck, bro. It's a bad deck.
No!
I'm sorry,
I won't be stopped this time.
We all have to agree.
It's fun.
No.
It's fun. In Dragon Empire... No! I won't be silent. Dragon Tree folks, listen to me. In Dragon Empire, this guy is fun. He might even win you a locals if you believe hard enough.
Sorry, no.
No.
I tried, guys. I really did.
He's at least irrelevant.
No, come on.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but no.
I truly believe like Dragon Empire is the one where the Dragon Tree can do stuff.
Okay, let's make a deal. We'll put him in fun tier if you win the locals with it.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Can I win like 2 CFA matches? I don't have all the Vartex pieces.
No. Locals.
Yeah, the locals.
Okay, Sheeple, I'm gonna need your Vartex core. This is me asking for yeah. I'll try and defend the Vartex mains. I'll try it.
Asking for a friend.
All 3 Vartex mains.
All 3 Vartex mains unite and win a locals. Tag us on Twitter or in this video, and we can laugh at them, you know, for losing, and Vartex mains winning. I believe in you guys. And with that, we're ending this one, and you can expect the last part, the lyrical monasterio one, to be a doozy.
Goodbye, people, and thank you for listening.
This
Thank you
video
for tuning
was
in.
sponsored by